Kristin Zhivago here to talk to you today about revenue coaching. What is revenue coaching? I actually reinvented myself after owning and running a high-tech ad agency back in the day in Silicon Valley. And when the Mac came out, I looked at my husband, who was our graphic designer, and said, you may as well just retire and start making things, which is what he did. And I'm going to reinvent myself and help people market in-house. And so I reinvented myself as a revenue coach, which is basically helping CEOs and entrepreneurs make more money by understanding exactly what their customers want from them and how they want to buy it. I'm in the business of reverse engineering successful sales so you can produce new sales in quantity. That's the basic idea. And to give that statement some meat, let me just talk for a minute about a little story about one of my clients. When I was a revenue coach, there are a lot of stories like this, but this one really typifies what can happen. This was a company that had software for companies who did field service operations, whether they were commercial or residential. They would basically send people out to fix things. So they had guys in trucks with tools that would go and fix people's whatever it was. This product would allow you to run your entire business on that platform and have it integrate with QuickBooks. When I interviewed the CEO and other top managers, I asked them, as I always do, what they thought was important to their customers. And by the way, the name of the company was Pioneer Interactive, which doesn't really tell you what they sell. When I asked them what they thought was important to their customers, they said, oh, it's the way we integrate with QuickBooks. We do that really elegantly. And they were super proud of it because it was so hard to do. So I went out and interviewed customers, which is something I always do, and customers who had already bought from them, asked them open-ended questions. I'll talk about that in a minute. And basically, they were not impressed with the elegance of the QuickBooks integration. They said, oh, everybody does that. To me, it's like a baseline industry promise, which is airplanes are supposed to fly, boats are supposed to float, restaurants aren't supposed to poison you, that kind of thing. That's how they looked at it. They didn't have any understanding of the elegance, and it didn't matter to them. What they did love, and the reason they did buy it, is because when you entered information about a customer at the very beginning of the relationship with a customer, everything you entered automatically fed into the other parts of the program. The instructions for the drivers about the equipment, the tools they should bring, the directions to go to the location, all of that stuff, the information for invoices, everything just went automatically to the other parts of the program, which was really exciting to them because they were entrepreneurs, mostly small businesses, who hated entering information more than once. It's kind of the holy grail of computing, where you just enter it once and it populates everywhere. So I came back with the 2 reports that I always provide, which is a transcript of all the conversations, and then a summary and recommendations report. And we used that information to do several things, the first of which was we changed the company name. We changed it to Field 1. It was for field service companies. It was number 1 in its field. And if you entered the data once in a field, in a database, it just went everywhere else. That alone, in addition to other marketing things that we started doing on their website and changing their whole marketing focus from the QuickBooks elegance to the change, enter once, changes everywhere, made their sales rocket up. That's my goal always, is for the sales to rocket up. And they ended up selling the company to Microsoft, and the owner stayed with it for a while, but he made a lot of money out of that deal. It was a very successful effort. That's what we shoot for. That's what we do. The method I use uncovers something that you can't uncover with surveys or even AI, which is the mindset of the customer when they set out to buy. The buyer's mindset, which consists of their desires, their concerns, and their questions. Those are the 3 hoops you need to jump through when they come to your website. They immediately need to see that you understand what they want exactly in their words, and that you address, you've understood their concerns and know how to get past them. Here are the things we've done to make sure these things don't happen. There's no such thing as a virgin buyer. Everybody's an experienced buyer. So they have concerns. They've been burned in the past. This is especially true of software. And the third hoop, once you get past the first 2 hoops, is now you're answering their very specific questions. They're still with you. They're still in the buying process. They're still considering you as a prime candidate. And now they have very specific questions. If you take off your seller hat and you put on your buyer's hat, you know those things are true. But the minute you start running a company and starting a company, you lose that perspective of the of the buyer. You become a seller, and you're not in the mind of the buyer. This is the fastest, most efficient way to get into the mind of the customer. And then you can use AI to build personas. You can use AI to help with campaigns. There are all sorts of things you can do with AI. But if you don't get this first part right, all the money you spend, all the effort you put into your marketing will be off the mark. You'll be less effective. That's why so much marketing doesn't work. It's not addressing the buyer's mindset when they set out to buy. Now, obviously, since I've been in this business and the business of helping companies grow for decades, and I've worked with hundreds of companies and interviewed thousands of customers, there's a lot of stuff I know about what you should and shouldn't do when you're trying to grow your revenue. And I will help you with that. We also have this amazing team that we've built. I started the agency in 2017. We've got specialists, good, solid, hardworking specialists all over the country who build the campaigns for you, understand the channels, everything about SEO, social, email marketing, content marketing, all of that. We've got that all worked out, a whole team of people ready. We love doing this kind of work, and we would love doing it for you.